Dylan, we sound the alarms for this possible overreaction because Zach Britton expected to miss 45 to 60 days due to a forearm and elbow injury. Now, the O's have Major League Baseball's best record with their win and Yankees' loss on Tuesday night. But isn't it overreaction to say that without Britton for that long, that will be what ultimately keeps Charm City out of the postseason?
I think it's an overreaction. Look, they're going to struggle without Britton, that's for sure. I think he's the best closer in the game. He certainly was that last year, and the numbers prove it. And it gave them an identity. It gave them a formula. Buck used that formula and that recipe beautifully, working his way backwards. The two things that stand out when you think about the Orioles are their great lineup and Britton at the end closing it down as the best closer in baseball. So you use those. You win high-scoring games. You thump in your yard. Camden Yards is a hitter's dream. So you go, you put up double digits, and you win a lot of 10-9 games, a lot of 7-5 games. You're going to need your starting pitchers to step up. Good thing for the O's, what we've seen out of Dylan Bundy, what we've seen out of Kevin Gausman, what we saw today out of Ubaldo Jimenez.
Absolutely.
Getting into the 8th inning from Ubaldo. Now, I don't think you could expect that from Jimenez all the time.
No.
And you like to see the growth of Gausman and Bundy, but you're going to need the starting pitching staff to step it up big time. And then you're going to need the guys in the bullpen that are going to kind of all get a role promotion. You're going to need them to step it up. But the fact that they've got off to a great start, when you look at the other injuries, like a Mad Bomb, Thor, some of the other big injuries throughout baseball, those teams have dug themselves holes. Unlike that, the Orioles have the best record in baseball. He's saying he can be back in 45 days.
That still seems like
it's a lot. It's a long time.
Whoa.
And there's going to be plenty of save opportunities in that month and a half. But if they can be around 500, around a wild card spot for when he comes back, and the cavalry comes in with him healthy, I think they could still make the playoffs as a wild card.
It's so interesting because I think the closer role, people think it's maybe one of the more overrated, at least price tags that you give to some of these
Don't
closers.
pay for saves. In fantasy baseball, real baseball, doesn't matter. You can find them.
But ask Detroit. Like, they've been looking for one forever. I wonder if we'll be asking Baltimore and we find out just how...
The Nationals have had their issues, even though they're a great team with a great starting rotation, a really good offense.
Looking for somebody to lock it down.
How many tight games are there in 162 games? A lot. The Orioles realize that. They're going to struggle without him, but I don't know that they're just going to fall apart where they're not going to be in playoff contention in a month and a half.